Hello, I'm Jordana St. John, and this is Access to Experts on the Spot. My guest today, Jordana Carroll, president of Speakeasy. Jordana is an international speaker, college instructor, and master communications coach specializing in accent reduction. Jordana brings over 50 years' experience in the field of speech pathology, theater, counseling, and hatha yoga to empower her multicultural students to raise their marketability in the American marketplace by being more readily understandable in the field of mastery, be it authors, medicine, architecture, education, technology, or other artistic endeavors. Jordana, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me here today.
So how did you get in this field in the first place?
Well, as a youngster growing up, my younger brother had a problem with speaking and being understood, as well as my grandparents were not speaking English as their first language. And I was the interpreter for a lot of my friends so they could be readily understood. And as I got older, I had some speaking challenges myself as I was getting ready for college. Some people developed acne. I developed being a stutterer. So I had to overcome my own speaking challenges.
So you basically were able to take all of this experience and eventually morphed into becoming an accent reduction coach.
As I was working in the realm of theater and speech pathology and education, I saw that America was becoming more and more of a global society, and the marketability of professors, educators, doctors, lawyers, engineers that were coming into America were bringing lots of information. I saw my mission, so to speak, assisting them in softening their accents so they could be more readily received, more marketable in the American marketplace, to raise their bar so all of their knowledge could be more received by their organizations.
How does having an accent hinder you in the workplace?
Well, it can either promote you if they really like the way you sound, depending what region you're living in. But if I was living in California, if I was living in New Hampshire, and I was talking like this a lot, I would not be promoted. But if I was living in Montana and I started talking like this, they probably wouldn't promote me either. It depends where you are living, how understandable you are, and how much they like the way you sound, how you are going to be promoted or how you are not going to be listened to. Whether you have a certain dialect in America or whether you have a dialect from a foreign country. And at the present time in America, people are extreme auditory snobs, especially if you have a Spanish accent, an Indian accent, a Pakistani accent, or a Middle Eastern accent. I tell people, I don't make the rules, just like I don't make the rules that 3 strikes in baseball and you're out. It all depends how you want to be promoted and how you want to be understood. I just tell them what's so.
And I can imagine that some accents are very difficult to understand.
They are very difficult. They are extremely difficult. And I tell people, this is a muscular zone. And when I was working with a group of men from Shanghai, I had them learn how to do an aerobic tongue lift. And they were hysterical. But guess what? After doing my lifts, they could make L's. And they could make R's, and they were ecstatic. You have to be proficient in what you're doing. And welcome people to the sound of your voice. For your voice and your words are your greatest asset. They'll never forget how you sound.
It's so true, so true. Well, thank you. This is great information, and I know a lot of people in our audience are going to want to get in touch with you. How can they do that?
They can dial me up at JordanaCarroll.com.
Jordana, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me in your presence. Thank you.
Jordana Carroll, president of Speakeasy. I'm Jordana St. John, and this has been another edition of Access to Experts on the Spot.